Hi, this is Nikhil. I'm working in Tektronix as application engineer. Here is the video for signal to noise ratio measurements, how we can carry out it. Signal to noise ratio, which is one of important parameter for any communication system. In another digital communication, we also express carrier to interference ratio measurements. Now, how do we do these measurements? In theoretical knowledge, we always see what the signal power level versus what is the noise level. But it is the case when we are going to do the measurement. How do we do measurements on the spectrum analyzers? The other important factor is how really we change the resolution bandwidth of spectrum analyzers. We get different measurements of signal to noise ratio. So will that really affect my measurements? So these all answers will be available in today's video. So first, let's start with the signal to noise ratio measurement. Signal to noise ratio is very critical and important indicator for signal quality measurements. Now this defines majorly how your receiver sensitivity is. Better the sensitivity, of course, and better the SNR, we will have a better reproduction on the receiver side. Now, to do this, we always see that signal power level is a key parameter which always we consider, but that is not the case. Now, the question arises why? Now, there is very basic scenario to explain this. Is consider your signal level is you are transmitting at, let's say, 0 dBm, and the power level of the signal, or let's say peak power or the average power on the carrier which is riding is at a very similar 0 dBm power level. The next noise is also pretty much large. As we know, the Boltzmann, the wider the noise, wider the bandwidth we have, higher the noise of the system. So at that point of time, what will happen? Your ratio, which is signal to the noise, is going to be very low. So that means the receiver is not going to get sufficient dynamic range to really reproduce the signal at the receiver end. So that's one of phenomena which is always required to understand that always higher power level signal is not very important. But what important is the signal to noise ratio. Now, how do we do measurements? Let's go on the spectrum analyzer and we'll do these measurements. Here is the SignalView PC software, which will help to analyze all different type of signals, starting from CW to complex modulations, just like OFDM and 5G software. So we're going to start measurement on SNR, signal to noise ratio, or another measurement is carrier to interference, C over I measurement, which we call. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up the simple signal, which is CW, centered at 1 gigahertz, which is already stored, and I'm going to recall it. So once I press open, it will ask us to do two different options. One is data and setup, another one is only data. So I'm only going to recall the data so that I can set it up for the same setups for signal to noise ratio or carrier to interference ratio measurements. And okay, so as you can see, we can see the nice one CW signal, which is right over here in the frequency domain, centered at 1 gigahertz. Span is automatically set up to the 40 megahertz. I'm keeping the same span only, but if you will see here, the signal is slightly clipping. So as the reference level of the spectrum analyzer is not correctly set it up. And now if I put the markers and do the measurements, it's not the correct measurements. So we need to first set it up the reference level right. So for that, I'm just clicking onto the reference level and setting it up to let's say 10 dBm, and see there is like almost more than 90% of the digitizer range of SignalView or the spectrum analyzer is already been occupied right in here. I'm slightly optimizing it to put a reference level to 5 dBm. The next part is to measure signal to noise ratio. Signal to noise ratio. We need to get the absolute signal level of the carrier signal. So for that, you can simply click onto the display any area, right click and add up the marker. So I'm just adding up the marker, and this always place the reference marker, which is MR, right onto the peak, which is as you can see, it is centered into the 1 gigahertz, and I can read out the power level, which is at almost approx around like 3 dBm, 2.66 dBm, which is the correct exact precise value of it. Now, as we all know, the signal to noise ratio measurement has been done onto the different receiver bandwidths. So bandwidth always plays the crucial role in there. Now, if any of the receivers are there, we can rightly tune the filters, band pass filters or low pass filters to allow only pass through that much bandwidth of the signal, and then we can measure it. But if the receivers are there, then we cannot do the same very similar method. But on the spectrum analyzers, it's also another receiver. But on what we can do is we can limit the RBWs, and we can measure the same filter bandwidth with respect to RBW. Now for that, you need to place another marker. Now SNR measurements always excludes the harmonic. So even if you are seeing any harmonic which is dominant into the system, your SNR is not going to limit by that. So for that, you need to place the marker, and similar way I am just adding up another marker, say add marker, onto the right clicking onto the display area. This will add up another M1, and as you can see, M1 is also rightly displayed here. Right now it is set it up to the delta. The marker definition is into the delta. That means I can track the marker and can see the relative measurements with respect to one frequency to the another frequency, or one power level to the another power level. So I'm just tracking it, and I can place it correct anywhere, or as you can see here, the space is available. I can precisely put across at what offset I need to measure the power level. So I can even place it at to the say 5 megahertz, and or I can place it to let's say 2 megahertz at away from the carrier signal. Now with this, we can just go and can click onto the define. So this is the marker toolbar. Now if you click define, that will open up and you can have a definition of the marker. By chance, if you are not seeing this, then you can always go into the view and enable the marker toolbar. Now once done, you can click onto the define, and you can start defining the markers. You can add, delete and turn off all of the markers. Now the delta marker, which is starting from M1 to M4, can have a different readouts. So this readout is really going to help in different way to do measurements. Right now it's in purely delta, so that I can have a relative labels and the delta levels of it. But as we know, SNR is always going to be normalized within the 1 Hertz bandwidth, so power density within the bandwidth. So for that, we need to have absolute power level, which is nothing but 3 dBm, and then I need to have the readout to select it to the power. So the moment I select it to the power, then I will be able to see what the power which is coinciding within 1 Hertz at the marker M1 value. Now, although the RBW set it to a 300 kilohertz, and trace is only going fluctuating from, as you can see, from minus 95 dBm to somewhere around minus 70 dBm, 75 dBm, but still all the data has been normalized to 1 Hertz RBW bandwidth, and that's the one of the easiest way to, or one of a straightforward way to measure the signal to noise ratio measurement. Now this can be easily carried out with this marker values, which is rightly displayed here as M1 minus 137.31 dBm per Hertz, and we subtract out the main power level from there, and we will get the final signal to noise ratio measurement for it. So hope you could able to correlate it, and you enjoyed watching this. Thank you.